Hi, welcome to the KaiNexus Continuous Improvement Podcast. I'm Mark Graban, Senior Advisor with KaiNexus. And today we are doing a quick preview of our next webinar. It's going to be presented November 19th at 1 o'clock Eastern. It's titled Creating Leader Standard Work Across a Distributed Business Model. So to register for that, look for a link in the show notes. You can go to kainexus.com/webinars. And if you are watching or listening to this preview after November 19th, the recording will be available on our YouTube channel and our podcast feed. If you register for it, again, at kainexus.com/webinars, we'll send you an email with a link to the recording if you're not able to attend live. But if you do attend live, of course, you'll have a chance to ask your questions. And I'm going to start today with a couple questions. Our presenter is joining us. He is Brent Loescher. Brent, how are you doing?
Doing well, Mark. How are you?
I am doing well. Thank you in advance for doing the webinar. I know leader standard work is a topic that a lot of our customers and our broader community have a lot of interest in. So I know you're going to have a lot of great things to share. But first, here's a preview. Rather than me introducing you real formally, tell us about yourself and your background in your own words.
I'll do that. First off, thanks for the opportunity. I'm kind of looking forward to the conversation with everybody and seeing what kind of questions and things we all learn from the conversation. I would classify my career, I guess, as all operations and logistics. Since my first stint in the military right out of high school, through manufacturing, through distribution, and now landscape maintenance, all of my focus has been on operations and subsequently operational improvement along the way. My time in distribution was with Toyota, where I got my lean shops, at least more formally.
Yeah.
And then took that to what is now landscape maintenance. And I've been in the landscape maintenance business for quite some time, using lean ideas to bring about improvement in our operations.
Well, and I guess that goes to show in part that, lean principles and methods and lean management really can apply just about anywhere, right?
That's exactly what drew me to the opportunity in the first place. I was working with Toyota when I got a recruiter call out of the blue and never really thought about landscaping, to be honest with you. But knowing that they were looking towards implementing lean was certainly piqued my interest to see, does it really apply? And certainly I think that I've seen in my time here and in some consulting that I've done on the side, it really does apply to darn near everything.
Yeah. If we work at it and figure out how to apply it, how to adapt it, that seems to be the key. And you've been at that how long now in the landscaping company?
Oh, since 2009, and had a brief, kind of period in between around 2013, 2014, where I went off to another business, but it was still a distributed services type business model, and found the same things applied there as well.
Yeah. And the company is much bigger than, this is not your local mom and pop family landscaping company. Tell us more about kind of the scope. And when you talk about a distributed business, it seems like it applies.
Yeah, you bet. So Sperber Companies is a landscape construction and landscape maintenance company. We are just over 5 years old, so we consider ourselves fairly new, although the company, I'll say, is full of years and years of experience in the landscape business. We are already at this 5-year stage in the top 10 of all landscape maintenance businesses in the company by a revenue percentage. We are a combination of self-growing, organically growing landscape maintenance businesses, as well as M&A businesses. We've acquired 16 now businesses, and we operate in 11 different states across the United States. So very distributed, and those 11 states add up to about 37 or 38 P&Ls that are managed. So pretty well distributed.
Yeah, and that creates, I'm sure, some interesting challenges compared to a single site or dual site business. I think a lot of our KaiNexus customers are distributed businesses, sometimes across different continents even. So that would be a good perspective for a lot of people in our audience.
I hope so. We certainly learn every day, because it's not only the distribution, the geography of where we operate and the uniquenesses of landscaping in Florida versus, Oregon, but It's also that with the M&A activity, we have a lot of different cultures. We have acquired businesses that themselves had 30, 40, 50 years in the business, and all of them have very unique cultures and language.
Mhm.
And much of our learnings around been how to harness that, embrace that, but also develop an organizational culture that is unique to Sperber.
Yeah. So maybe a final question for you, Brent. As a bit of a preview of the webinar, maybe the broad question for you is, why is this topic, so important to you? You're presenting on it. You've taught a class on leader standard work as part of TKMG Academy. Why is this such an important topic?
One, I think probably develops purely out of need for myself, perhaps out of a need and a realization that as I experienced a lot of different leaders over the years, both that I worked for and was able to observe or work with, recognizing that there could be a better way to being a leader and a good leader and a consistent leader for our people. And then getting an opportunity to meet Karen and work with her at TKMG and work on the course itself really helped me refine my perspective on how leader standard work can be shaped, how and the benefits ultimately it can bring to the leader and their people. And so been pretty passionate about it since doing that work with Karen.
Well, I'm excited about the webinar, Brent. There's going to be a lot more to learn. There'll be a great chance to interact with you and do Q&A and a good conversation in addition to the presentation. And then, one other shout out and thank you to Karen and TKMG Academy. Stay tuned. There's going to be a special offer sent to everybody who registers for the webinar, special discount to be announced for courses, including Brent's. And I have a course on mistake proofing, and there's a lot of great content in that library. So I hope people will check that out. So again, the webinar is titled Creating Leader Standard Work Across a Distributed Business Model. It'll be live November 19th, 1 o'clock Eastern. Look for a registration link below or go to kainexus.com/webinars. Presented by Brent Loescher. Brent, thank you so much for joining us and doing a preview today.
Mark, thank you again. Appreciate the opportunity. Can't wait to see you again in November and chat with everybody.
All right, thanks.